Hi, good morning. So for my project, I wanted to create a training module for some clinical sites that we started. There's two specific clinical sites. One is called the Spirit of Health Clinic, which is located at a facility in West Fresno called the Spirit of Women. It's a residential treatment facility that we started a faculty-run clinic. And we also have a mobile health unit that goes out to different sites out in the rural areas in Fresno. So we have different level of nursing students that participate on this mobile unit, and to get them used to working into an outside clinic, there's extra information that they need to know to work effectively on the unit. So instead of holding an in-site orientation, since different students are going to be joining the clinics and going out at different times, they can independently complete the training module so they'll be ready to provide services in these two facilities. So the first thing I'm showing here is the announcements of the clinical sites, giving a little bit of information. And then I do have a syllabus that I created for the program, which is here, and they have to follow certain modules and just basically goes through, there's 8 different modules that they'll have to complete in order to complete the training module. So this is just the basic cut and paste of a regular syllabus. And then I also have some faculty information that I uploaded. So if they want to get in touch with me about different stuff, my number is there and where my office hours are. So if they have any questions about the program before they, if anything, they can ask me. And then in my course documents, I have a mobile clinical site schedule that lists all the sites for the spring semester that we're going to be going out to. And every location is different and there's a different date. So it'll vary, and this can be updated as need be. It's not going to load. Here we go. Oh, there it goes. So students can check the clinic schedule and find out where the unit's going to be, so they'll know where to go. Well, it's not downloading. All right, so then we also have a little bit of information about the Spirit of Health, which is the clinic that we started. So here's a flyer that gives a little bit of information of when we go and what it looks like. And this is what the building looks like. It's a little tiny building, and it's on Thursdays. And look at Spirit One. There's address and everything there for them to look at. And then we also have the nursing policy and procedure manual. This is a regulation by the Board of Registered Nursing that anytime you have a clinic that you have to have a manual like this in place that tells you everything you can do. And it's a huge document, as you can see. So anytime they have a question, they can go to this policy and procedure manual and find it. And it's, as I said, it's about 318 pages long. There is also standardized procedures, since we will have nurse practitioner students on the mobile unit that are providing students services. There's also a document that is necessary for that, and these are standardized procedures for the nurse practitioner. We do have a supervising physician, but he is not on the unit at the time, so this gives us the authority to practice with him being available by telephone and to train our students. So these are all kind of legalized documents that are needed in order for us to use the mobile unit and the Spirit of Health Clinic. And then, so I have orientation, course orientation instructions, and I have here, start here. And I like for people to introduce themselves to me. I have the modules listed here, the goals and objectives of this module, and then the different modules that they're going to train. Any questions and comments, this is a place where if they have any questions they want to ask me about the training module or about the clinics, they can post them here or email me. And then class introductions, I like to get to know the students. So I recognize faces better than I do names, so I like them to give me a little selfie and explain to them why they want to be on the unit and what they're hoping to gain from it. And that's just a little thing for me. It helps me to connect better with the students, and so I know their faces when they come out. So the course content, like I said, there are complete 8 different modules. The first one is HIPAA. HIPAA is the Privacy Act law, and there's a summary that they have to look at for it, and there's 2 different consents that people will sign. This is the complete summary of the HIPAA privacy rule that most students know, but some aren't familiar with it. Then there's 2 informed consents that the client will have to sign when they come for services on the mobile unit or even in Spirit of Women. And one of them is just a consent for screening, which is this consent. It's downloading, I think. Oh, this is consent for health screening. Since we are doing a little bit of a research project, this informed consent will have to be signed by any of the clients or people that come out to the unit for any kind of screening. And then there's a clinic sign-in sheet too that we will have people sign in so we can keep track of how many people that we have seen or screened. Oh, and there was the mobile unit clinic schedule. There's the clinic schedule right there. So as you can see, we go out to Firebaugh. We're down in Clinton Avenue in Fresno. We're going out to Cantua Creek, and then way down we're going back to Spirit of Women down there. Okay, and we also have at the end of each module there's a little quiz that the student will take, and they have to pass with 100% of the quiz. There's maybe 6 to 8 questions. They can take it as many times as they want, and there's not very many questions. I think the most is the HIPAA one, and that's 12 questions. The second module is the vital signs module. It's the same thing. It talks about how to take a blood pressure appropriately, measuring a head circumference. This is a little video that talks about how to accurately measure a head circumference on an infant. And sometimes students, there's different levels of students there.
Should always be taken at the head's widest.
So they might not know exactly if we see an infant. And then CDC growth charts that we use. Some of the students have not done vitals like that in the hospital. So they have to document specifically CDC growth charts. So the information is there for that. And then we also talk about measuring BMI, and BMI is calculated the same way for kids, but it's interpreted different. So we like them to know that because we do measure a body mass index on the unit. And then again, there's another quiz about this module as well that they must pass. There's 7 questions to this one. Also taking a history, there's information about body language and how to appropriately interview a patient. And this is a little synopsis of what services will be provided on the unit, that they can tell the person what's offered. So the different kind of screenings that we'll be doing, and they can let the person know they can do all or none of the services. And, it's totally up to them because it's not mandatory, it's totally voluntary. And we talk about how to SOAP chart. This is a form of documentation, and then a mobile screening form, and that any abnormals must be reported to a faculty member when they do the screening. So this is our little screening form that we have. Say we do data screening, blood pressure, heart rate, glucose levels, which means sugar levels, hemoglobin A1C, which is a screening for diabetes, and any follow-up. And this goes directly to the patient or person after they've been screened. But if they have abnormals, then in this module, it talks about the student telling the faculty member and what the next steps are. Then we also have a urine testing model, because on the mobile unit, we can do a basic urine dip stip. This is a video on how to operate the equipment that's on the machine, or on the unit, excuse me, or in the Spirit of Women clinic. And it talks about pregnancy testing, and here's what normal urine values are. So if they're not familiar with it, they can look at this and understand which is a normal, so they know when to report it. And then there's also a quiz at the end of this that gives a basic knowledge of urine testing. Same goes for cholesterol. This is the cholesterol module too. There's 2 different cholesterol machines, that a CardioCheck and an Accutrend cardiometer, and both the information how to operate those machines are there. Understanding cholesterol levels, And this is of what you do not know if you don't know what. And these are just briefly explaining what the normals are. And there's also a quiz as well. And then there's a diabetic module as well. Same thing, round glucose testing, what's an A1C, A1C levels, and there's also a test at the end of this module. And then the final module to complete before doing the review module is how to use a HemoCube. That's the kind of machine that tests the hemoglobin levels, and there's also a hemoglobin test as well. So once they have completed all these little training modules, they go down to the review module number 8, and they take a completion test, which basically is just yes or no. Have you completed all the modules? And I have read the syllabus for the orientation module. I know where to locate information about the clinic sites in this training course. I can locate the policy and procedure manual for the clinics and training course. I know where this training module posts question regarding I know where in this training module to post question about the clinics. I have posted myself an introduction, have uploaded a picture of myself, and I have completed all 7 of the training courses, all the training modules of this training course. And there we go. And then save and submit. And then once they get that, they can click OK, and there should be a certificate of completion at the end that they can download. And there, now they can download the mobile unit completion of orientation. And then they can print that and download it and then send it on to me that I know they completed the training module. And I saw, as I was going through this, a couple of errors, typographical errors, so I think I'll go back and review and fix them. And thank you for listening.